Do you trust your employees' judgment? Everybody kind of consistently would rather take employee judgment out of the equation. Hey everyone, it's Greg with Hungerford. Today we're going to talk about why work from home shouldn't be a big security concern. And really, what we're getting at is, do you trust your employees' judgment? And I'm not trying to say that people don't trust people, but like I talk to a lot of business owners and business decision makers. And when it comes to email phishing security or technical things like did they pick a dodgy Wi Fi to try to connect from or a safe Wi Fi? Everybody kind of consistently would rather take employee judgment out of the equation. It's not so much that I don't trust people. It's just that, hey, if there was a way to force it to be right all the time and I didn't have to think about, is my employee making a good choice? I would rather do it that way. And so, really, what we're saying there is security controls are better than relying on an employee's judgment. And so, the big problem is working from home creates a lot more judgment calls, and many of those are avoidable. So here's the quick checklist. If you want to sleep better at night as a business decision maker, make sure that it's a company owned laptop. If you're letting your employee join from any device, there's a lot less controls we have over the variables that could cause a data breach or a security problem. If it's a company owned asset, then there's just that much more that we have control over. The next thing is to look at a product called Entra Internet Access. This is a thing that you do have to pay for. It's an agent that would go with your device and it would follow the user where they go. And the simple version of Entra Internet Access is basically when I'm sitting in the office, there are things that the office firewall is protecting me from. When I pick my laptop up and leave the office, I'm suddenly missing some of those things. It's not everything, but there are certain things that I lose. When you add Entra Internet Access, suddenly we gain back some of those controls, and it means better security, and it means that you can feel safer letting someone wander out into the world with their laptop and connect to your company data without having to worry about them making a judgment call. This is the one where the biggest thing is it's not going to let someone connect to your Microsoft data until they have established a secure connection. And so then it's like, you know what? I don't care if they pick a clean Wi-Fi or a dirty Wi-Fi, or I don't care if their home network's compromised. This will protect your company data from their connection point. And once they've established a secure connection, then they can continue working, even if it's from within a compromised or dirty Wi-Fi. The next one is Windows Hello for Business. If you've heard of passkeys, that's what this is. Passkeys are a replacement for passwords. They are better than passwords. The employee judgment problem here is human nature is to go, whatever we can come up with for security, the human nature is to say, how do I make that work for me? And so if I say you have to have 16 character passwords and you have to change that password once a year, human nature is going to be, all right, I'm going to use my password that I use for everything. Greg is the man 2020. And then it's time to change your password. Greg is the man 2021. Greg is the man 2022. Or if you have to rotate your password every 3 months, Greg is the man spring. Greg is the man fall. Or if you have to rotate it every month, Greg is the man Jan. Greg is the man Feb, right? Like there's these bad habits. And what I'm doing is creating a human memorable password that actually just kind of defeats the whole value of all that security that we established for establishing a password. Passkeys put a password on your device that the human just no longer knows and make it so that you can't steal that password with like a phishing scam. I don't know that password, so I can't give it away. And also, passkeys count for multi-factor login when you're logging into your computer. And so when we do that, I don't have to do 16 character passwords. I can do a 6-digit PIN if I want, or you can do biometric logins like the screen can look at me on the camera, or I can swipe my fingerprint, and those things will log you in. And then the last thing remains, even if you have these other three things in place, it's always a good idea to make sure that you've got people doing phishing security awareness training on a regular basis, because if things just are out of sight, they are out of mind. And people who are thinking and regularly talking about phishing attacks are more likely to be thinking about them when a real one comes across their plate. They'll pause, they'll think, and they'll be less likely to interact with that email and get caught. So You should be able to sleep better at night when you have these things in place. And this is what we recommend to people if you're going to have anybody who's a work from home employee permanently or partially, or if you have somebody who's like a road warrior, always on the road. These are the things that you should be putting in place to make sure that you can feel better and sleep at night. Thanks for going through it with me. Talk to you guys again soon.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.